Perfect. We are recording. Welcome, guys. So we are going to teach you guys how to Zoom tonight. So I'm going to teach you all the ins and outs of the actual meeting room. And then after that, I'm going to go through and teach you how to set up an account. And if you want to set up your own Zoom meetings to do with your own family outside of this as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen so you can see. Okay. We are gonna share, oh, I really want to share this one. No, am I not gonna be able to do that? I was hoping I was gonna be able to do this. Let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna stop sharing, hold on. Maybe I can't do this. Share.
Well, I did see your screen with all the apps.
No, I don't want that one. I want to show you an actual, all right, well, we're gonna share this. All right. Well, this is going to get interesting. I thought I could actually share the whole thing. Well, either way, you can see my screen. You can see here and here. So with when your screen is big and square, like it was originally when we first started this, when I stopped sharing my screen, when you run over top of that screen, you're going to get this control panel here. Can everyone see that control panel? Mute, stop video, security?
No.
No, that doesn't pop up for you? Well, sugar, that's right. I'll pull the picture up that I showed yesterday. We'll find it. We'll get through this. Don't worry. See, we're all learning together. Let me pull up the picture that I took yesterday. All right. So you can see this screen now, correct?
Yes.
All righty. So when you scroll your mouse over top of your screen, you're going to get this panel down here. It says mute, start video, participants, share screen, all of this loveliness down here.
Yeah, I didn't
see that when you scroll over your screen?
No. I only see your screen, not my screen.
So when you move your mouse over top of your screen, so when you move your own mouse, that'll pop up on the bottom.
I only have an iPad, so it must work.
You're going to tap your screen.
Oh, gotcha. I see it now.
Okay. So down on the bottom there, this button here is going to mute or unmute yourself. So when there's a red line over top of it, like you see in start video, that means you are muted. That means that no one else can hear you when you talk.
Okay.
When there's not a red line over top of it like this, it means that everyone can hear you.
Okay.
So as you can see in this picture, Amy Pollock does not have one of those little signs. That means that she's talking. Del Webb has one of those little red muted signs over top of it. That means you cannot hear them. That means they're muted.
Okay.
Okay. The next button there is the start video. So right now, Joyce and Linda and Don, your video is off because I can't see you. That means that little red line is over top of your video. Yep. So you can choose to whether or not you want to have your video on or off. That'll be that button there.
Okay.
Right? The next button there is the participants. If you click on that, it'll show you who is in the meeting currently. And that's where you go if you are hosting your own video and you want to have a waiting room like I had tonight. That's where you'll click on and it'll show you who is waiting and who's actually in the group in the meeting already.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
My line goes away after I tap it.
Over top of the start video?
The whole thing.
Yes. This is a picture. I took a screenshot of this, so it's staying up. Normally,
Oh.
this will disappear if you leave your screen untouched.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the next button there is going to be share screen. That's what I'm doing currently. When you click on that button, you have an option of everything that's pulled up on your computer of what you want to share. So like I said, I wanted to try to share the actual Zoom screen. Turns out you can't do that. Realized that tonight. So I'm glad that I had this picture here. But if you have a presentation that you want to share, or pictures that you want to share, or a video that you want to share, you'll click this button here. Now there's options in here that say only one person can share at a time. If you really want to get into it, you can create different hosts with meetings, and you can switch your host, and then different people can share their screens. But to start off, it's only the host who can share their screen. So I'm the host tonight. And then when you come through, if you click on more, unfortunately this screen was small. When you click on more, there's going to be a chat option.
Mm-hmm.
So there should be a chat option. Click on more, and there's a chat option. So in there, you can start chatting with the group. I just sent a message to everyone.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Can everyone see that message?
Yes.
Yeah, Tony and Roxanne, can I get a thumbs up? Did you try the chat? There you go, perfect. So also in here, you can also on the bottom of that chat where it says to everyone, if you click on that, it will give you a list of participants. So if you want to send a message to just a certain person, you can change that. So you can send it to just one person. Good. All right. You can minimize that. So another portion of this is the type of view that you have currently. I've seen it a couple times, Lynn and Don, but it's all right. I like to see it. So another option that you have, what was I just about to say? I totally forgot. Share screen, chats. Oh, your view. So there's two different types of view that you have when someone is not sharing their screen. I'm going to stop sharing so that you can see, but I'm talking about this button up here that's going to show up. It says speaker view. That button you're going to be able to click on and change your type of view. So I'm going to stop sharing so that you can do that. So when you scroll over top of your screen, or Joyce with your iPad, if you tap on your screen, that speaker view button up there is going to show up, and that'll change your view to a grid view or a speaker view. So that will highlight whoever, that should highlight whoever's talking. Joyce, I muted you so that it should come over to me when I'm talking, but it's not. I like gallery view personally because then I can see everyone. So that can change your view. Also up in that corner, you have that random little 4 square. That will change from standard view to taking up your entire screen's view. So if you click on that, it'll go all the way into your computer screen or part of your computer screen. All right, so questions about the standard use of Zoom. I have everyone muted so far. So Joyce, if you want to unmute yourself, it'll be that button in the bottom corner.
Yes. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you cast Zoom to your TV?
That's a really good question. Let me log in and see.
Maybe if you have this app on the TV.
Oh, so another thing with the Zoom meeting, if you want to send out the information to a person, so say you're on the phone with a person, you want them to join your Zoom meeting, but you don't want to log out and, oops, 3. but you don't want to log out and find the information and send a link and all of that. In the upper left-hand corner, when you scroll over top of your screen, there's going to be a tiny little eye with a circle around it. That's going to be the information for this Zoom. So that is going to be,
A tiny eye.
so up in that corner, you'll have your meeting ID, you'll have your password. So if you're talking to someone, you can give them that meeting ID. So in that login sheet that I sent to you, where it showed you the passcode number, if someone logs in with just the meeting ID, they'll have to have that password in order to come in. No, I do not see a portion where you can cast to your TV from your phone. So, however, if you did want to connect your computer to your TV, you can do that. So if you had an HDMI cord or something along those lines, you can hook your HDMI cord up to your TV, and then whatever's on your computer screen will come up onto your TV. So something like the comedy show at the end of the month, it would be really cool to be able to connect your computer up to your TV. But just remember, when doing that, your camera is still going to be on your computer, not on your TV.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions so far?
No.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna pull up normal Zoom and I'm gonna show you guys how to pull this out in normal one, and I'll show you guys how to set up an account. There we go. All right, so when you go to Google, right, you can see my Google screen here.
Yes.
Fabulous. You're gonna click up here, you're gonna go to zoom.us. It's not a .com, it's a .us. That's what always confuses my mother. Of course, if you look up Zoom on Google, it will also come up. So if you just type in Zoom, of course it's gonna do this now. If you just look up Zoom on Google, it'll come up here as well. So you go to Zoom. If you do not have an account already, let me go ahead and log out. There we go. So this is what it will look like if you do not have an account. Zoom is free. It does have a free option. The free option is very good for most people. The only thing with that, if you have more than 2 people on your Zoom call, you have a 40-minute limit. One way to get around that is once that 40-minute limit is up, it's going to kick you off. Just go back in and re-sign in. It can restart the meeting for you, so you just go on another 40-minute loop. Okay? So you come up here, you click sign up, it's free. You'll put in your day, your month, your year, so that it knows that you are old enough. I don't know how old you need to be anymore. And then you'll put in your email address. Whichever email address you find is easiest for you to use for you. It's good because sometimes they will send you links for your meetings, or you can use it through that. They'll send different things to your email. So use an email that you do normally use. They don't send out too much like annoying extra emails and all of that. And then you'll sign up. So if you're already signed up, like myself.
Now this would be the same as if I went to the Apple Store and downloaded the Zoom app and signed in from there.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, if you have your iPad or if you have a phone and you want to download the Zoom app, you're more than welcome to do that as well.
Okay.
So this is my free version. This is my personal version rather than Del Web, because if I log into Del Web, it's not going to make much sense. Here, it shows you your personal meeting ID. You can put in a picture if you want to. You don't have to. Your email address that you have normally, what type of license you have. This one is the free version, so it's the basic. what type of language you prefer, and then where you are regularly located, because your meeting times will be based off of your time zone. So make sure that time zone is correct. Okay.
Mhm.
From here, you can do one of two things. You can either come into meetings over here, or you can click schedule a meeting. Both will bring you to the same page. Schedule a meeting brings you here, so you automatically schedule a meeting. Or if you come to meetings and you don't have anything set up, it'll look like this. You'll see you don't have anything set up. So then you'll schedule a meeting. We're going to call this a test meeting. You can call it whatever you want. For instance, tonight was Let's Learn How to Zoom, so I titled it Let's Learn How to Zoom. If you want to put in a little description, you can. That's completely up to you. And then you'll set it for whatever date you want and whatever time you want. So we'll set this, I don't know, we'll call it 7 o'clock. Your duration, again, on that free version, if you go over an hour, it will warn you that you have a 40-minute time limit. But again, you can get around that by just getting kicked out and signing back in. It's great.
Mhm.
So we'll set it for an hour. Make sure your time zone is correct. It is not a reoccurring meeting unless you do have a reoccurring meeting that you want to set up. You can click on that. You can choose how often it happens. And then your meeting ID. Most of the time you will generate an automatic ID. There's no reason to really use a personal ID unless you're setting up a lot of meetings and you want to just keep that same ID number. So just keep the generate automatically clicked.
Okay.
For me, I like to have a waiting room because if you don't and you're not quite ready to start the meeting and you open it up, people will just start popping in. If you set the waiting room, that means that they'll wait until you actually let people in. So especially if you say you have a work meeting and you want to talk to someone first and they log on, you can let that person in before you let other people in, talk to that person for a little bit, and then let the rest of the people into the meeting. So I like to have a waiting room personally.
Okay.
Your video options here. This is going to be what happens with your video when you first start the meeting. So the host is going to be you, the person who's starting the meeting. You can either start with your video on or start with your video off. For me, normally for work, I start with it on because I always like you guys to see me. I'm here. And then participants, I tend to leave off because you really never really know who's going to show up, how they're going to show up, or if they're going to be ready to turn their camera off if they don't want it on. So I like to leave that one off personally.
You should have told Jeffrey Toobin that.
I don't know who that is.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. From there, you have your meeting options. So I tend to also, for my lifestyle meetings, leave people unmuted when they come in. My lifestyle meetings, I like to talk to people. It's a conversation, it's back and forth. However, for things like the new homeowner orientation or our coffee with the manager, that one, I normally mute people upon entry. So that way it's quieter. That's more of a presentation than a conversation. So it's really dependent on how you want your meeting to be. So from there, also, we're going to have a waiting room. So we're going to leave that one unclicked because we don't need people to start joining whenever they want to. We want to wait for us to start the meeting and we want to wait for us to let them in. If you want to automatically record, you can do that. Just let the people know that they're recording. I don't record anything until I get things started and make sure everyone's good with it. And then you can click on this. I always leave this open. The reason they added this in, back when a lot of people started using Zoom in March and April, they started having issues with people randomly jumping in on random people's meetings and doing inappropriate things on them. So they kind of added this as a security block, but that's also why you have that passcode in order to come into the meeting as well. So you don't really need to click on that one if you don't want to. So from there, we have everything set up, right? We have the name, we have our description, our date and time, how long it's going to last. It's going to generate automatically. We have a waiting room set up. My personal video is going to be turned on, but all of the rest of the participants will be off, and we're going to mute everyone upon entry. I'm going to save that meeting, and then it's going to bring you to this screen. This screen is going to show you everything that you just put in, give you all of your options. This is how you're going to share with people. This button here, copy invitation, you're going to click on that. It'll pull up this lovely screen here. You guys can see that screen. It says copy meeting invitation, gives you all the information. You'll just click this lovely little button down here, copy, and then you can email that to anyone that you want to. If you'd rather, say you have a chat group set up with your family and you want to do a family Zoom that you're trying to set up, you have a whole group chat, instead of copying this and sending this to everyone, you can also just send them this information. So the meeting ID and the passcode are the most important. If you have the link, you won't have to put in the password. If you do not have the link, you will have to put in the password. Everyone understand that?
No.
So when you email this invitation out, you're going to email this whole thing. You're going to copy this all, and you're going to email it to the group of people that you want to send it to.
Okay.
If you don't want to email it, so like I said, maybe you have a group chat going with a bunch of friends that you want to get together for a happy hour social.
Oh, I got it now.
And instead you want to text it. All you're going to do, you can't send out, I mean, it's going to be way too hard to try to copy this whole thing and text it out because you're doing this on your computer. You can just send that information and they can log in with the meeting ID and the passcode.
Okay, I got it now.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right, so then from there, say now it's time to start our meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go back into our little meetings page here. So now we see we have an actual meeting set up. It's our test meeting. And you'll come in, you'll click on the start button. Now, unfortunately, I can't actually do this because I'm already on a Zoom call. But you'll click on that and it will pop up that same first screen that popped up when you logged on here, say open Zoom meeting. You'll click on that and you'll be good to go. And all of your options are as we talked about earlier. Questions? No?
Well, how would you import, say I want to show a video, how would I do that?
Alrighty, so that will go again with that share your screen button. So what you'll have that video pulled up. So let me pull up a video that I can share with you guys. All right. So you'll click on that share screen button down on the bottom. Okay. And I didn't open it. I apologize. You'll have your video up and ready to go. When you click on your share screen button, this pretty little screen will come up. Actually, let me see if I can take a screenshot of this so I can show it to you.
Okay, when you say have your video up and ready to go,
so it'll be up in the background.
How do you get it and how do you put it in the background?
So you'll click on it as if you're going to watch it and then just pause it.
Okay.
So then it's already ready to go. It's open on your computer, ready to go. And then when you go to share your screen, you will see this page. This page will pop up. So on here, it shows all the different pages that I have open on my computer. There's a lot of them.
Okay.
My movie here is what I want to show you guys though. Okay, so I'll end up clicking on that. But very important with anything with audio, when you click on it, you also want to click on Share Computer Sound, this button down here. If you don't click on that, they'll see your screen, but they will not hear the video that you're sharing.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to share my video so you can, oops, yeah, of course. Now that I've said that. Hee hee. I have too much stuff open now. I'm getting lost. Stop sharing. All right, so you see my video? This is what I showed on New Year's. So that everyone can see the video that you have up and everyone can hear the video that you're showing as well. Questions from there, Joyce?
Nope, I think I got it. I'll try it. Thank you.
So like I said, I am recording this, so I will stick it up there again. What else? Let's see, I've taken a picture of that so I can show you that. I took a picture of that so I can show you that. What other things do you guys want to learn? So also as the host, there's also a couple of options, other options. Let me show you some of those. All right. All right, so if you have your participants open and your Zoom chat open, remember that participants button on the bottom that I showed you. When you click on one of the names, or when you hover over top of one of the names, as the host, you'll get two options. One will say mute, the other will say more. So if you have people open and you have a big meeting, you can go through and you can mute everyone, which is great because sometimes you're talking and people don't realize that they're unmuted, and this way you can mute everyone and not have it be an issue. So also when you click on more, that more button, this little window will pop up. So this one is really cool because this is where you can actually make other people the host. And they can take over and they can share their screen and they can show what they want to show as well. So for example, on Monday nights when I do yoga, I'll start it. It's my Zoom that starts everything. And then once we get into it, Sabrina, our yoga instructor, I'll make her the host. And by doing that, I can actually fully leave the group and they can continue on because she's the new host.
Okay.
It's pretty great. Other questions?
So Amy, could I like start a meeting or say with this meeting after 39 minutes and 59 seconds,
Yep.
You make me the host and then I take over and it continues, or no?
So for this, that's kind of an odd question because for this one, I through Del Webb pay for Zoom. So this one would work because you would be taking over my account and my account is paid for. If you were to take over a free person's account, it would still log out because it's still technically their account that Zoom is going through.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yep. But again, with that kind of thing, when you do get logged out, like I said, just log back in. That Zoom meeting should stay there all day until midnight of the day that the meeting is set for. So
Okay.
even after I end this meeting, it will still stay in my meetings until tonight at midnight.
Okay, thank
So I
you.
can still go through and restart the meeting. So as long as everyone just relogs back in, we're still good to go.
Right. Okay, got it.
Anything else? No? All right. Y'all are now Zoom masters. But
So
at very
you
least,
say.
we get onto Zoom. We know how to mute ourselves. We know how to turn on and off our videos. What's kind of cool also with that start and stop video, Zoom, if you're on a computer that is up to date, they have different virtual options for your backgrounds that you can choose from. Oh, none are coming up. No, my computer doesn't meet the requirements for it. But if your computer meets the requirements for it, there's some fun different virtual options that you can use as your background on your video. That's that little up arrow that you see next to video. If you click on that, it'll give you a couple of different options. So we can mute ourselves, unmute ourselves. We can start our video, stop our video. We can see who is in the call by clicking on participants. We can see our chat by clicking on chat. We can share our screens. And we know that when we do share our screens, if you're sharing a video first, you want to click on that share with computer audio button and then click on the video that you want to share. We can record it. You can change your different views with your speaker view and grid view on the top. And we know how to start a meeting, set up and start a meeting. So we did a lot tonight.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. The email that you sent us with the link to get onto this Zoom call, there was a group of numbers, phone numbers.
Yes.
What is that? Because that confused me.
That you will not get with a free version. The free version does not have the opportunity to call in. That you will only get with a paid version. So for mine, I pay for mine. That is for someone who, so say I'm driving and I don't want to actually log into the full Zoom call with video and all of that. I can just pick up my phone and call. Or say I don't have my cell phone on me, I can call from a normal phone by one of those numbers and I can listen to the Zoom call.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering what those numbers were. Okay.
Right now, because of how much Zoom is being used, because of everything that's virtual, it's not being, it's not allowed or it's not available in the free version. It's only available once you pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's a good question. See, no dumb questions yet tonight. I like it. All right, so go through, play with it. I will put this recording up onto the website. It'll probably take a couple of days because I have to set up my YouTube channel first and get it logged on there and then put it onto the website. It's a whole process. But I will definitely get it uploaded so that if you do have any questions, you can refer back to this. But you can also, obviously, of course, reach out to me as well so if you have any questions setting something up or setting up a meeting or getting into a meeting. Okay?
Great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope everyone is now comfortable enough to join some of our events this month.
Yeah.
We have some great events this month. Like I said, the virtual magic comedy show, he is going to be amazing at the end of this month. He has performed at the White House twice. He has performed on the Late Late Show with James Corden. He has performed on the Penn and Teller Fooled Us show. He's amazing. I'm gonna put a little clip of it in there when I send out the sign up for him. He's very cool. But also I'm gonna have a virtual cooking class that you'll be able to sign up for. A bunch of really good virtual stuff this month since with everything with COVID, we gotta go virtual. So I hope you all are comfortable and come out and join us for a whole bunch of those.
Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Amy.
You're very welcome.
thank you for thinking of all these things for us to do virtually. We do appreciate it.
You're
Yes, we
very
do.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Good
We'll see
night.
y'all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.